Hello, I'm that one guy, and I'm doing that thing you're watching. So today is a new day, and that means that we'll get some Moogle mail. So let's go check that out. Moogle mail is mail you get every day, and you always get 2 letters. In this case, this is a reference to Final Fantasy VIII, where Squall and most of his friends were raised on something called a garden. All of these answers are references to Final Fantasy VIII, and in this case, I don't really want to remember anything about it. For receiving these letters, we're getting something called player points, shortened to PP. Yeah, don't laugh or you'll just be judged as an immature character. But anyways, we can't actually use the player points yet, so we'll just be going straight into the story mode. This time around, we'll be playing as Lightning once again.
You must defeat the God of Discord, stop chaos, and end this conflict.
Cosmos, the goddess of harmony, imbued us with the power she said we would need in order to fight chaos. What she gave us was something we had no way of using on our own. Divine energy that would rest inside us, awaiting the proper catalyst. According to her, it was a strength that would be tempered through battle, by our own wills, and would eventually coalesce to form a crystal. As she told it, that crystal would then grant us, her soldiers, power to rival that of the gods themselves. So simple as that. Fight the armies of chaos, collect your crystal, and go take down the god of discord. At least that was the plan, as we all headed back to the field of battle once again. What we found when we got there was something else entirely. Opposition of a form we never could have expected.
Right. So this time around, we'll actually be fighting some enemies. And the first ones we'll see is actually the easiest kind of enemy, which is just these single helmets. Now, before we move on, I want to correct an error I made in the last video, where I said that Cosmos were the only unique character in Dissidia, and that is not strictly true. But more on that when we actually get to those characters. So the first enemy we'll be facing is a level 2 Fleeting Flash. All enemies typically have some sort of title like this. And now if you can get over the tutorial. So before each battle, we can view our opponent's equipment, accessories, and what sort of battle gen we'll get from them. Battle gen are items that will generate by fighting enemies and from fulfilling certain objectives. Anyways, this battle is going to be really easy because the opponent had really bad equipment. As you can see, the battle is already over. So last time, some of the thread feedback told me that I didn't really explain the HUD, which I will be doing this time. As you can see from fighting this battle, we've gotten several things, but I'll go with that later. For now, enjoy my terrible MS Paint art. As you can see, the number I've encircled is Bravery. Bravery is the attack power of my HP attacks, so it determines how much damage I can do. You can also see the stage Bravery, which is the bonus I get from breaking an opponent. Secondly, we have health, and hopefully I shouldn't have to tell you what that means. Thirdly is the assist gauge, which I've shown off a couple of times. And lastly, we have the X gauge, which will come up in this video, so look forward to that. After winning a battle, we gain 1 Kubo point. We need a lot of Kubo points in this game, so simply getting 1 Kubo point per battle is just not enough. However, I want to... Oh, right. The game likes to pull this stunt quite a few times, and this time this treasure is guarded by the common difficulty in Dissidia. Anyways, before we move on, it's about time that we are starting to use our skills. This one allows me to engage all the opponents that have been highlighted by the square, and that allows me to engage all opponents in a chain, which will give me a Kubo point modifier. So most stages actually has breakable terrain, and I think that's really cool considering this game is for the PSP. As you can see, I get quite a lot of experience, and the way you gain experience in this game is not by defeating opponents per se, but by dealing HP damage. And you gain that experience immediately, which means that you can level up in mid-combat. Not that it will really make a difference, but I mean, you can do it. You can do it, that's what I'm saying. So in the future I will be editing out these very easy battles because, I mean, they are rather uninteresting. But now that you've actually experienced the full Dissidia experience, I think I can safely edit them out in the future. So after each battle, I get some player points, I get some gil, which I will be using later, but not right now, and some AP, which will be used to mastering my abilities. But for now, let's see how a normal combat will be looking like. So this guy has slightly less worse equipment, and he's level 6. Ultimately, this just means that it will take slightly longer to kill him. So, because I unequipped that cure attack from the medic paradigm, I don't have to worry about switching into the medic paradigm anymore. This allows me to more quickly switch between Commando and Ravager, which would be useful if Ravager were useful, but it's not. Anyways, Kane kinda stops me from finishing him off. And that's kind of annoying, really, but ultimately, the battle ends the same.
That wasn't too bad of a fight.
Don't expect to get a lot of AP from a single battle, so mastering abilities will take quite a bit of time. As you can see, I got 9 Kubo points for fighting 3 battles. And that's essentially what Chain does. Of course, being in a chain means that you cannot access the menu at any point. So if you happen to level up doing a chain, you won't be able to change your abilities or your equipment. So to the uninitiated to Final Fantasy, most of the games had a crystal theme. At least half of the games, crystals were very important to the world, serving as some kind of ward or stabilizing the world in some way. And the plot would usually revolve around the villains gaining these crystals or destroying them. But in this case, they are some sort of symbol for character growth. And the way you get a crystal, well, a way these characters will be getting their crystals, is through completing their character growth from the original games. So the characters we see right now are the way they are portrayed from the beginning of the game. However, the Dissidia crew consists mostly of side characters, except for Vaan and Lightning, and really Yuna. But apparently she just gets lobbed into being a side character in this game, even though she was arguably the main character in her own game. Anyways, Vaan and Lightning aren't really all that interesting, so that's okay. But some of the other characters are actually quite deep. So it's kind of a pity that they don't get to see the character growth that the main cast characters do. But anyways, let's head on into the next gate, because it's rather short, and I want to show off the first boss. This time around, there's a lot more of the dual sword guys, but that's okay because this gives me the opportunity to explain X mode. X mode is the limit break of this game. Basically, by filling up the meter, you can go into super mode and unleash a super attack. Of course, just being in super mode gives you various benefits, which I'll be showing off in the menu right now. As you can see, I'll be able to regenerate my health, and I'll be getting a lot more critical chance. And those are just the baseline benefits of being in X mode. So all X modes have regeneration and increased critical boost. These other two bonuses are unique to Lightning, and quite frankly, they suck. Basically, one of them is that I will be instantly breaking opponents if they are nearly broken. But what is the point of that? They are nearly broken, I don't need help to break them. The second is that I'll be taking less wall rush damage, which basically is just a defensive boost. But if I'm in X mode, I don't want to be wasting my X mode by being hit by enemies. I want to hit enemies. So that's sort of a bad thing. At least in my opinion, but feel free to disagree. So something that I haven't really mentioned is that if two characters is dashing into each other, they'll just butt heads and flinch. And another thing I haven't mentioned is that my bravery number has changed color and has become outlined. This means that I now have a killing blow on the opponent, should I choose to do so. But in this case, I want to raise my X meter, which I do by hitting opponents and collecting the blue orbs that spill out from them when I hit them. It's important to note that any character can pick up the orbs regardless of who revealed them. So if I get hit a lot, I can pick up the X orb and then counterattack with an X mode attack.
Who are you watching?
Not right now though, because it takes a long time to actually fill up the X meter. But there are ways to expedite the mana.
That wasn't too bad of a fight.
Of course, while I'm doing this, I also want to maximize my Kubo gain. Oh, my Kubo point gain, really.
Not even worth my time.
This time around, I know that the opponent will dash towards me, so I'll simply just jump and do a counter attack, because I'm smart like that. Of course, I'm also an idiot for trying to use Ravager mode. Well, Ravager paradigm, sorry. One thing to note is that the computer sort of aims for you. So what you really have to worry about the most is being within range of an opponent, and if it's the right time to attack. And I think that's okay, because then I don't have to worry about doing stupid up, down, down commandos to try to trigger the right attack, then mess up, then get punished for messing up, and then I'll just explode in anger. So anyways, this thing I just picked up is called an X-Core. X-Cores will periodically spawn in a map, and they will suck up all the small X bubbles for you, so that it makes it easier to pick up. However, the opponent can also pick them up, so they are also a risk.
That wasn't too bad of a fight.
Typically, I will be picking them up as soon as possible, so the opponent won't be picking them up at all. So I don't really have to worry about that. I like not having to worry about things. So for this fight, my X meter is almost full. And I have time to kick one's ass. It's almost like I knew that this battle would be against Vaughn. But perish the thought. I would never know that. And I would never use any opportunity to punish Vaughn in any way possible. Because I'm a nice person, even though I don't like Vaughn at all. Something I didn't mention, but you've seen me do a lot right now, is me teleporting behind an opponent and attacking them. I can do this because my assist attack launches the opponent into the air, and that allows me to teleport behind them. It's actually a unique property to the assist attack, to the individual attack, not just because the assist hits them. Alright, so X mode. As you can see, Lightning now has a new weapon equipped. All X modes have some sort of visual to let you know that you are in X mode. And if you hit with an HP attack while in X mode, you can unleash the super attack called X Burst. Finishing off an opponent with X Burst will give you a large amount of will give you an experience bonus. But in this case, since it's just against Vaughn, who is just a random encounter, I won't be getting that much experience. But it is still, nonetheless, a bonus. All X Bursts are these unique quick time events, and some of them can be fairly tricky to pull off. But as long as you know what the X Bursts are, and how you're supposed to execute them, it's actually fairly easy. At this point, I'm just hitting with my HP attacks just for the sake of variety. Something that is noteworthy is that if you are very low on bravery, but not actually broken, you'll be getting a slight boost to your critical strike chance. Not as much as being in X mode, but it is there. Lightning doesn't really have many variable attacks right now, so combat is kind of boring. But that's just the game. There's really nothing I can do about that, except switching to Ravager mode more often. But that just involves firing slow-ass projectiles, so really, what's the excitement in that? Anyways, for fighting 4 battles in a row, I get 16 Kuba points. And I don't really know why I'm commenting on this, because you can clearly see it. So in this chest, there is a rather unique piece of accessory called the Soul of Destruction. Some accessories are destructible, which means that they will only last for a single battle. This accessory gives me a huge... Well, it doesn't give me a boost per se, but it sets my attack to a certain value that is much higher than my current attack. As you can see. So right now it's a huge boost, but if I were to equip it at level 100, it wouldn't be that good. But anyways, the Power Ring is a basic accessory, which will be multiplied by this accessory I just equipped right now. The multiplier in question depends on the ring, well, the accessory. And some of them can be really arcane, like while underground you get a certain multiplier. Multipliers only affect basic accessories, so even in this, this Soul of Destruction that I've equipped will not get boosted by the multiplier accessory. Personally, I don't really like accessories, mainly because they're a pain in the ass to equip and maintain. So I usually just do without them, except for this case, where I just have to show off the Soul of Destruction, and honestly kind of wasting it. But this upcoming boss fight is already easy enough as it is, and I really don't need it. As you can see, the Soul of Destruction broke. I really don't like to rely on such one-time items. It sort of harkens back to whenever I play Final Fantasy and I would save all my elixirs and then never use them. Also, I leveled up and I only just remembered to actually equip the new attack I got, which I then only will be using once in the next battle.
What are those things?
They look like carbon copies of us to me.
Thanks for the inside perspective.
This is getting us nowhere. They just keep coming and coming.
Mannequins. A never-ending pool of reinforcements. What good is having Cosmos' power if we can't even make it out of here to use it?
Well, well. If it isn't Cosmos' warriors marching straight into my arms of their own accord.
Been a while since we've seen anything but puppets.
Really? Could it be you're out of steam? Oh, you poor dears. I mean, turn around! You still have more mannequins waiting for a chance to play!
Oh no, not again.
I'll take care of these. You guys deal with the others behind us. Do not let them surround you.
Yes, ma'am. You just leave your escape route to me.
Light, if things look bad, get out.
Well, Kujiku, it looks like now's the time for you to show us what you can do. There's only one of them too, you know. This is your chance to shine!
Will you not stop talking? It gives me a headache every time you open that mouth of yours.
Now!
I do not take orders or cues from you, Kefka. I will engage them when I choose and how I choose.
Fine, whatever. I'll just shut up and watch you do your thing, okay? Just get on with the showing me that you can actually put up a fight part already!
Lightning with no sky in which to hide. No choice now but to fulfill your destiny and fall.
Right. Kefka is the second best character in Dissidia. And he is my personal favorite of the Final Fantasy villains. But instead of fighting him, we have to fight Kuja. And Kuja is sort of a pretentious dork, really. He likes stage plays and referencing poetry, I guess. So we'll be beating him into the ground like the nerd he is. And really, I shouldn't have talked over that. Whoops. So Kuja can be kinda tricky to fight. He has a lot of homing projectiles that like to just stay in one area and then explode in damage. He has a lot of homing attacks and likes to attack in a straight line. So if you simply just dodge backwards, you'll be getting hit every time. And since it's been a while since I played, I've seemed to have forgotten this. Like here. God damn it, I should have known better. Let's just say that this is for the sake of showing off, right? So I could finish the battle right now, but I want to finish off at the next burst for reasons. And let's be honest, if I actually finish this fight right now, it would just be really short. Yeah, so I try to get away and then he just catches me. Almost there. Man, why do I keep getting hit? I promise I'm good at this game, guys. Really. I don't really have much to say because I'm just prolonging the inevitable. So projectiles can be reflected like so, and then they'll become your attacks. This is the rule for most projectiles, not all of them though, so do be a bit careful. Speaking of blocking, that's not really a technique I usually use. Mainly because if you fail to block, you'll be leaving yourself open afterwards. And not all attacks can be blocked. So dodging really is the safer play. But anyways, I've had enough of this. So I'll just finish Kuja off by massively overkilling him and then exbursting him afterwards. Damn right. As you can see, I got a massive experience bonus. So I will be leveling up several times. 3 times in fact. Damn. That's a lot.
Oopsie. Someone went and lost, didn't he? You know what they say about second place? Completely pathetic. Don't sweat it. A little thing like that's not going to be the end of you. Should be the end of that rebellious phase of yours, though. The next time you fight, it'll be study time all over again. Oh, what kind of deliciously depraved memories should I fill you up with this time around? What? You're still here?
You let your friend die? You're not very different from the mannequins.
And that is the reason you're still standing now. Shouldn't you be kissing my boots in appreciation?
How dare you?
Besides, it's not like he's really gonna die from that. Let him be. He'll be back.
He's not dead?
Now, don't you go prying into that. Even if I went to the trouble of explaining, you'd just forget. Well, it's been lovely, but being me doesn't mean I'm free. Goodbye!
What in the world was that about?
Anyways, this is it for this video, and I hope you tune in next time. But for now, it's goodbye.